Hello and welcome to Transfer Talk. I'm your host, Dewey McGuire, and welcome. This is the first episode here, and I am looking forward to it. Just a brief explanation of what Transfer Talk is. It is going to be a short weekly video, probably around 30 minutes. This first episode might be a little bit shorter, but it's just going to be a segment where each week I'm going to talk about 5 transfers. They can be transfer rumors. They can be confirmed. My computer fell. Again, they can be confirmed. They can be rumors, but I'm just going to briefly talk about 5 of them, give you my rating, whether or not 10 would be I can see it happening, 1 being very unlikely. So it's just a fun little side segment from away from Off the Woodwork. But again, shout out for them. Thank you for making me the host. I am very honored and looking forward to it. But I think with that being said, again, welcome, very first episode. I'm going to jump right into it with my first topic here, my first player. We're going to start big. We're going to start number 9 strikers. If I say number 9 striker, who do you think would be number 9? Holland. He is great. We have Lewandowski. Number 9 that I am talking about is Harry Kane. Harry Kane, upon all the criticism that he receives, I think is one of the best number 9s that are out there. He is a prolific goal scorer. He can do it all. He can shoot. He can head. He's got his right foot. He's got his left foot. The one thing that he doesn't have right now is any trophies. And I'm sorry if you are a Spurs fan, Harry Kane is not going to get any trophies at Spurs. He has to leave if he wants to be in the top names like Ronaldo, Neymar, Mbappe. Kane needs to move somewhere. And where I think he would do well right now is Bayern Munich. That's right. Germany's number 1 team in the Bundesliga. I think a move to Bayern Munich would suit Harry Kane very well. Bayern Munich have adopted a style where Harry Kane and Lewandowski, I feel like, are very similar in the way they play. Again, that number 9 kind of poachers in the box, crossing it. He's an aerial threat. He can kind of do it all in the box. Bayern Munich, with the loss of Lewandowski, I feel like haven't been entirely the same. They are still the Bundesliga giants. I would say them and Dortmund, I feel like, are the top 2 teams. But I know right now Bayern in the Bundesliga, they're not doing as well. They're not scoring as many goals. I know with the addition of Sadio Mane, they were rumored to do big things right now. But I still think that the departure of Lewandowski, I think it's hurting them a little bit. And I think if they brought in Harry Kane, it would fill that void. And I think Harry Kane would do wonders. And I feel like Harry Kane would finally get some trophies under his belt. Let me know what you think of this rumor. I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. I can really see it happening. I think the way Bayern would play, the new style they would play again, you have Mane on the wing, you have Sané, you have the pace, you have Coman as well. I think they would look to play down the wings and they would cross it into the box. And again, I think Kane would just be a great fit for that play style. I think he would do wonderful things. And again, sorry if you're a Spurs fan, he's not winning any trophies there. So I think a move is on the way. So again, going to give this one an 8 out of 10. The next player we're going to talk about today, we're going to move to the MLS. We're going to talk about how Wayne Rooney, ex-Man United legend, coach for DC United currently, he wants to recruit one of his former teammates, Jesse Lingard. I know what you're thinking. Jesse Lingard, who is he? He is one of those players that when he's on loan or when he's fit, he is an outstanding player. Given all of the criticism, I think Jesse Lingard is a very important player. He, at West Ham a couple seasons ago, I think he did wonderful things. He's a playmaker. He's a goal scorer. He is a technical dribbler. I think he's one of those players that when he goes out on loan, he does great things. But when he returns to his parent club, he just doesn't get the minutes that he deserves. I think because right now he's at Nottingham Forest. He was starting in a couple games, but now Nottingham Forest made a bunch of transfers in the summer. Couldn't think I was like summer, winter, but in the summer they signed, I think it was like 21 players, and unfortunately Jesse Lingard has taken the hit and he has fallen out of the starting lineup. He has been replaced with Morgan Gibbs White. Nottingham Forest, I love them. I played for a club team called Notts Forest, so have some love there for them, but they're not doing that well right now. I think Jesse Lingard, like when I knew he was there, feel like he would have been a good addition. He was getting his minutes. And again, I think Jesse Lingard is one of those players that does really well when he gets the minutes. It's just he needs to find those minutes, being consistent. He needs consistent playing time because without that, his skill level is going to drop. And I think a move to the MLS would benefit him. I think they're playing under Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney knows the Man United play style. Playing under Rooney, Lingard can adapt his play style and hopefully one day make a return to United to finally get some minutes under the belt and actually play for a struggling United side right now. United midfielders right now, they're looking strong. They have Eriksen, they have Bruno Fernandes, they have Casemiro, they have Fred. Rashford can drop in. But I think with the addition of Jesse Lingard, it adds an additional cam that Man United are missing. But again, I think Jesse Lingard still needs to adopt some skills. So moving over to the MLS, I think would be very beneficial. And I know what y'all might be thinking. MLS is a retirement league. He's not going to gain any skills. Look at what I think it's Puig at LA Galaxy is doing. He is one of those younger stars right now, and he is adapting to the MLS play style, and he's doing great things for the Galaxy right now. Off the Woodwork host Andrew would probably be on a rave right now about what Puig is doing. I think people need to get out of that stigma that the MLS is a retirement league. A lot of people are actually moving towards watching the MLS, as well as players are coming to America to play. I think it's a completely different play style, I think, than you would encounter in Europe. So I think Jesse Lingard moving to the MLS would actually be very beneficial. And again, I think I'm going to give this one, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, especially because I know Jesse Lingard probably wants more minutes, but I know he probably wants to stay in Europe's top 5 leagues somewhere. But again, if he wants his playing time and he wants minutes, the move to the MLS is going to be very beneficial towards him. Next player we're going to be talking about, another Englishman, Jude Bellingham. I've seen a couple rumors here and there. Young center midfielder for Dortmund right now. Dortmund coming off a win today against Sevilla in the Champions League. I think Jude Bellingham is very underrated right now. He is one of those box-to-box midfielders that can do it all. He scored against City in the first week, or I think that was the first week of the Champions League. And I will rave about Bellingham. He is a great player. And the rumors that I have seen are either Real Madrid or Liverpool. And I analyze both of these. But again, let me know in your comments whether you think he would go to Real Madrid, Liverpool, or stay in Dortmund. I think the move to Real Madrid makes sense, but also doesn't make sense. I think playing in La Liga, he's going to gain the technical skills that he's lacking. I feel like that's one area of improvement. But Real Madrid don't really need center midfielders. Real Madrid have come from a line of having 3 dominant midfielders. They had Modric, Casemiro, Cruz. Now they're kind of building their younger generation. They have Tchouaméni, they have Camavinga, Valverde can drop in the midfield. I don't think Real Madrid need an additional signing of Jude Bellingham in the midfield. I think that they would do fine without him. I think the move to Liverpool would make more sense. I think Bellingham would get more minutes. at Liverpool than Real Madrid, only because Liverpool are struggling right now to find like a midfielder. They have Henderson. He's great. He's old. Milner, he's in shape, but again, he's old. Thiago, injury problems. He can't stay fit. Fabinho, great center defensive midfielder, but they don't really have an attack-minded center mid that could also drop back, and I think Bellingham would fit that. They do have Naby Keita, and I was reading that Naby Keita would be part of the kind of a swap deal. So Keita would go to Dortmund. Keita, I think, would do well. He originally came from, I believe it was Leipzig, so he has experience playing in the Bundesliga. So Keita would go to Dortmund, and then Bellingham would come to Liverpool. I could see this happening more. Like I said, Real Madrid don't really need midfielders right now. Liverpool, however, do. I think the Liverpool side that we are seeing today isn't the same Liverpool that we have seen seasons before. I think the loss of Sadio Mane has really taken Liverpool by surprise. I don't think they realize how much Mane meant to them. Right now, Salah has not been playing the typical Salah that we all know. Van Dijk hasn't been the same since the Champions League final with Valverde crossing it past them. I just think with the addition of Bellingham in their lineup, I think we would see an improvement, and I think Liverpool could make a shot for the Premier League. I still think City's going to win it. I'm a City fan, so of course I'm going to say that. But, yeah, Bellingham to Real Madrid, going to give this a 2 out of 10. Bellingham to Liverpool, going to give this one a 7 out of 10. Like I said, I think Liverpool really need to be on the lookout for center midfielders this coming transfer window, and I think Bellingham would be a great fit. I think the way he plays would fit Liverpool's style of play. Real Madrid, again, they don't need midfielders. They have Camavinga. They have Tchouaméni. They have Valverde. They have Kroos. They have Modric. They have Dani Ceballos. They don't need midfielders, but if they do gain the signing of Bellingham, then in 5-6 years, Real Madrid are going to be scary because they have youngsters that are still in the development. They have Rodrigo. They have Vinicius. They have Mendy. They have Alaba, who's still pretty young. They have a lot of youngsters on the up and coming. So, and then if they add Bellingham, Real Madrid are going to be scary, and I think they're going to be, I mean, they already are the League of Giants, but I think they're going to just steamroll if they get him. But again, very unlikely. I personally think he is going to be on the move to Liverpool in the winter. Moving into the fourth player, Captain America, the LeBron James of soccer, Christian Pulisic, don't know how the pronunciation exactly. He has been rumored to be leaving Chelsea and on his way to Juventus. I think this would be a good signing for Juventus. This was one where I was reading it and it kind of was weird to me. Pulisic is one of those players I feel like he has a lot of opinions about him. I feel like he has a lot of pressure. He's kind of he has this persona of, is he going to take the United States to a World Cup final? Is he going to carry the United States? Is he going to be the next Landon Donovan? Is he going to be the next Clint Dempsey? That is kind of where us as America fans, we kind of see Pulisic being that person. So he's got a lot of pressure on him, and I think it's getting to him. United States has not been playing well. Maybe it's the coach, maybe it's the players right now, but playing away from home, United States, they lost to Japan, and then they tied Saudi Arabia. The United States need to switch that around if they're going to have any chance in the World Cup, and I think Pulisic is a big part of that. I think one reason that he's not getting playing time, both for club and country. At Chelsea, the sack of Tuchel, I think, affected Pulisic. I also think that he has struggled to be healthy. I know Chelsea's most recent game, he came on and he had a crucial assist to Gallagher to win the game in the final coming minutes. But I think it's just that lack of playing time that's hurting him right now. And again, it could be him just not being fit. It could be Graham Potter, who's the new manager for Chelsea, doesn't really like how Pulisic plays. It just kind of depends. And a move to Juventus, I think, again, it's a weird one. I don't see it happening. I think he's got a couple years still left with Chelsea. Chelsea are one of those teams that are they're strong this year. They were lacking in the defense department last year. They made some signings this year. And I think with Graham Potter, I think with the new kind of play, they're still playing kind of 5 or 3 in the back with wing backs, kind of the same style of play. But I think with Potter, they're going to do well. I think Pulisic is going to stay. The position I see him playing, I see him. I think he's a false number 9, kind of how City does it. I don't really see Pulisic on the wing. I don't really see him as a striker. He's kind of just needs to kind of be running all over. He gets fouled a lot, so he needs the ball at his feet, and he needs to be running around. He is one of those players that with the ball at his feet, he is quick, he is deliberate, and he's going to get a chance. He's a cross, deflection. He's going to create chances. So I think he's going to stay at Chelsea. A move to Juventus, unlikely, but I think Juventus would like the signing of Pulisic. I think Juventus have been struggling recently. They're not the same Juventus as when they had Ronaldo. They have lost crucial players. They lost Dybala to Serie A rivals Roma, and Dybala is doing well there. And I think Pulisic could fill in that kind of central cam role. They have Di Maria on the wings. I know Juventus are coming off a win today in the Champions League, but I know Serie A not doing. Usually we associate Juventus with being one of the top teams. They've kind of dropped off at recent times. They aren't playing the best right now, but I think Pulisic coming in would be a great addition. Again, unlikely, but I think we'll see. You never know what will happen in the world of soccer. Anything can happen. Look, a couple years back, Leicester winning the Premier League. You never know what's going to happen. Soccer is a crazy game. Again, anything can happen. But I'm going to give Pulisic to Juventus a rating. I'm going to say 3 out of 10. Don't really see it happening. Last, but certainly not least, possibly, if I say who's the biggest name in the world of soccer as of recent years, there's a debate. You have the Ronaldo fans, and you have the Messi fans. We're going to be talking about Messi here. Ronaldo will save time for another week, for another episode. Messi is currently at PSG. They currently tied today in the Champions League. But I think Messi at PSG has not been. It took him a couple years to find his footing. He think different play style than what he was used to at Barcelona, and I think I didn't want to say moved there for the money. He did want a change of pace. He spent all of his years at Barcelona, so the move to Paris, wanted a change of scenery, wanted to challenge himself. But one thing about challenging himself is he went to Paris, the top team in Ligue 1. They win the league pretty much every year. Maybe a couple years here and there they don't win it, but I don't think he's challenging himself. And I think his contract is expiring coming up. I think he's got 1 year left, possibly 2 years, and there's sparks, there's debates on where do we think he's going to go. Personally, I think a move back to Barcelona is in the wake. Christian will, again, another host, Christian. You all know him. You all love him. Probably very happy to be hearing this. He's a huge Barca fan. But yeah, I think Messi, when his contract is done at Paris, I think he is going to be moving back to Barcelona. I think Barcelona, I know they're in debt right now. They have a lot of signings. They have Rafinha, they have Dembele, they have Lewandowski, they have Depay, they have Ferran Torres. They signed Kessie, they have Koundé. Barcelona have made a lot of signings in the past couple transfer windows. Where are they getting this money? Who knows? that's a topic for another time. But I think maybe even on a free transfer they could get Messi coming in. They would have to definitely sell some people. If Messi were to come into Barcelona, I think the people that are at risk at leaving, Depay, I think on his way out. He's not really getting playing time, especially with Lewandowski coming back in or being signed. He's that striker. On the right, you have the battle between Rafinha and Dembele. I think Ferran Torres, I know he was just signed, but I think he could be on his way out. When he was first playing for Barca, he was doing great things for them. But again, with Dembele, if Dembele stays fit, Dembele over Ferran Torres, and they also signed Rafinha. He slides in. And then on the left, they have Ansu Fati, who, again, struggling to stay fit, but I think him on the left. But Messi can easily slide into that role, or he can even drop into the cam role. And he can play Frankie de Jong behind him. He can play Gavi behind him. But Messi playing with Xavi as a manager, I think that would be absolutely wonderful to see as a soccer fan. Messi doesn't have many years left in him. So I think a return to Barcelona is very likely. I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10. Not a perfect 10. He could stay at Barcelona for all we know, but I think a move back to Barcelona, I think, would make the whole soccer world happy to see, especially playing under Xavi. I think just that reunion would be pretty cool to see. And Barcelona, again, they're kind of rebuilding still. I think they're starting to introduce more younger talent into the starting 11, into the whole squad. They're taking players from La Masia, and I think if Messi were to move back, he can kind of mentor these younger players and kind of teach them the ways of Barcelona. And as of recent, Barcelona haven't really been the same Barca. They haven't been competing for the top of La Liga. It's mostly been Real Madrid, Atletico, Villarreal, like those kinds of teams. And I think, again, if Messi were to go back, I think Barcelona's got a shot of returning to the glory that they once were at. But again, we'll see. The world of soccer, anything can happen, and I'm looking forward to it. It's an exciting world. Again, these are all speculation, all rumors right now. Nothing is confirmed. We'll see if I'm accurate or not. I just kind of see articles, see kind of which ones jump out at me. I'm not an expert on anything. I watch the game. I'm passionate about the game. So again, these are just my opinions. But let me know in the comments below, what do you all think? Do you think Messi's going to return to Barcelona? Do you think he's going to go somewhere else? Is Pulisic going to stay at Chelsea, or is he going to leave? Is Kane the Bayern Munich? Would that be a good move? Would Bellingham, Real Madrid, Liverpool, and Jesse Lingard? What's his future looking like? He's still young. But I think this concludes the very first episode of Transfer Talk. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you all next week. Please make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Much love for every one of you. And again, thank you all for tuning in, and see you all next week.